The programs that were used to create this video are Camtasia Studio 5 and Microsoft Windows Movie Maker. Hello and welcome to XNA tutorial number 7. This is part of the Paddles game, and in this section we finished the input, so now all we have left to do is modify the menu screen and screen manager to get that input. Now, we need to update the keyboard object every game loop, and that we'll call the keyboard's update method, which will take a snapshot of the current keyboard state. So in order to update the keyboard object, we need to go to the screen manager, and in the update method of the screen manager at the very top, we need to update the keyboard. Keyboard.update. And once that is done, we need to update the menu screen as well. And like we did in the draw method, or in the menu screen, update, and draw, we need to do the if and else in order to determine the game state. So the reason is, if the game state is equal to menu, we will update the screen menu only. If it is equal to play or game, we will update the game screen only. So, if game state is equal to game state.menu, we are going to update the screen menu only. Oh, game time. Okay. Now we need to draw that. So, you see we have a screen menu.draw here, and we pass it sprite batch. Above that, we need to do the same thing if game state is equal to game state.menu. And indent the screen menu.draw, and that's all we need to do. So if we press F5, our program should run like it did before, except in the background we're updating keyboard. Now, adding text highlighting. As our game is right now, we have no way to show the player which object is selected in the menu screen, which means no text is different color than the others. They're all black. So as you saw earlier, we built a text class, and when we built that class, we made 3 objects of color. And then we named one color to hold the current color of the text, the active color. Another one to hold the S color, which is the selected color, which we set to yellow. And another one is B color, which is the basic color, which we set to black. Now we need a way to change these colors around. So in order to do so, we need to implement the update method inside the text class, and use the following bullets to help you do that. If the player presses up or down and this selection is out of range, 0, 2, menu entries.count -1 is the range, then change the selection to the appropriate edge of the range. Which means if we are on the selection of exit and we press down, we want it to move up to play game. We do not want it to move out of range. Now, if the text is active and the color is still the basic color, change the color to the active color. If the text is not active and the color is still the active color, change the color to the basic color. And we'll go into the coding now to do that. Go to the text.cs and go to the update method. Get rid of that comment. If this.active and this dot color, or this dot A color, is equal to this dot B color. This dot color, this dot A color, is equal to this dot S color. Else if not this dot active and this dot A color is equal to this dot S color, we need to change it to this dot A color is equal to this dot B color. Okay. So now that that is finished, we need to do something inside the menu screen, which is to implement the update method in that. You'll notice we have a variable called selection that we have not used yet. And that will determine which text object is active and which are not. So we need to add keyboard support to this update method, as well as add updating all menu items and help items. So let's build the menu region first in the update method. Get rid of that. Comment if mstate is equal to MenuState.main if screen manager keyboard, we're calling the keyboard object, which is in the screen manager because it's a public static object. Now if we press down, we want to update the selection of the text, and we want to update that by making the next biggest item in the array selected, and that's down. So if we press down, we need to perform the following tasks. Now if we press down and if selection is less than menu entries dot count -1, which means we are still in range, we can update the selection. Else selection is equal to 0, because once we are out of range, we are going to select the topmost menu entry. Now, else if screen manager dot keyboard dot up, we press the up key, and if we press the up key and the selection is greater than 0, selection minus, but if it's negative, selection is equal to menu entries dot count -1, which means if we are at the play game, if play game is selected in the menu and we press up, it will go to the exit entry. So now that's our two basic keyboard presses, but what about accepting a cancellation or a menu select entry? Those are the last two buttons we need to work on. So let's do the cancellation button first. Else if